You are watching Places. Every Tuesday, we bring you an insightful look into fascinating events from all around the world. How rich is Monaco? Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello, Aluxers, and welcome back. Monaco is a country that's smaller than New York's Central Park, but it's full of glamour, luxury, and excitement. Around every corner, you'll find evidence of the riches that spoil this entire tiny nation, from the designer boutiques to the five-star hotels, stretched-out yachts, and luxury vehicles. This small country has become a haven for millionaires and billionaires in more ways than one. But how did it get to be so rich, and how rich are we even talking here? We're going to look at this alluring nation today and answer these questions. But first, a little background. Fast facts. Since the main thing everyone knows about Monaco is that it's a wealthy nation, here are some fast facts for you to learn some more about the background of Monaco. Monaco is an independent nation and a constitutional monarchy located on France's Mediterranean coast on the French Riviera. It has been ruled by the Grimaldi family for over 700 years and is currently ruled by Prince Albert II. It achieved its independence from the Republic of Genoa on January 8, 1297, although it was claimed by the Kingdom of Sardinia and then France for a time in the 1800s. Monaco is less than 1 square mile, which makes it the second smallest nation in the world next to the Vatican. Monaco is the host of the world-renowned Monte Carlo Casino and the Monaco Grand Prix racing track. Both attractions are top-rated, and they generate a lot of income for the tiny, mighty principality. Natives of Monaco are referred to as Monegasque, while someone born in a different country who resides in the area is called Monacoan. This country is unusual in that its native people have become the minority there, while rich foreign playboys, executives, and billionaires now compose most of its residents. But it wasn't always this way. How Monaco became rich. Monaco wasn't always a mecca for millionaires. In fact, less than 200 years ago, the nation was on the verge of bankruptcy. In 1861, Monaco regained its sovereignty after a period of being ruled by the French, but the country was struggling financially, largely because two of their towns, which made up 95% of the principality, declared their independence and stopped paying taxes in 1848. Charles III was the ruler at the time, but it was his mother, Princess Caroline, who came up with the idea that made the nation what it is today. She thought a casino would be a great way to increase tourism and bring additional revenue to Monaco. The first casino built failed, largely because it was too difficult to access Monaco from Europe. But the famous Monte Carlo Casino opened in 1863 in an ideal location and immediately began bringing in revenue for the principality, which greatly increased when a railway was built connecting Monaco to France. The casino was so successful that Monaco was able to abolish all income taxes in 1869, which soon brought it to the attention of the wealthy. To ensure that this investment would only be a positive thing for their citizens, native residents of Monaco were not permitted to even set a single foot inside one of the casinos unless they needed to go there for work. Monaco law excludes the wealthy foreign nationals who live in the principality, which is nearly 80% of the population. Today, the Monte Carlo Casino, the Hotel de Paris in Monte Carlo, the Opera de Monte Carlo, and 55 other properties are owned by the Société des Bains de Mer, or SBM. The people of Monaco, the government of Monaco, and the House of Grimaldi each own about a third of SBM, and the success of the company is the primary reason why Monaco is so rich today. But that doesn't completely explain why so many wealthy people have chosen to move there. Why the rich are drawn to Monaco. We mentioned earlier the number one reason wealthy people are drawn to Monaco: zero income taxes. It's beautiful music to a rich person's ears. Of course, what attracts so many wealthy people and businesses to Monaco is the dream that many of them share of holding on to the majority of their wealth for as long as possible. This country is a miser's paradise that pulls in tons of residents and tourists from over 100 different nations year-round. But there are other reasons Monaco is an ideal place to live. It offers mild weather all year round, it's politically stable, and its schedule is always jam-packed full of exciting and flashy high-profile attractions like the Grand Prix of Monaco and the Monte Carlo Casino, which was made even more popular with its mentions in the James Bond film series. The country is very accessible, has its own posh airport, and is just a hop, ski, and a jump away from France's border. The country is also among the safest in the world, with the largest police force in the world per capita and a 24-hour video surveillance system that covers every inch of the principality. And one other thing, the country has zero debt, so its economy is among the most secure in the world. For a more detailed explanation to this, click in the top right corner to watch our video, The 10 Reasons Why the Rich and Famous Live in Monaco. One thing's for sure though, you have to be willing to pay a pretty penny to take advantage of all that Monaco has to offer. Real estate in Monaco. Monaco is literally the most expensive city in the world from a real estate perspective, according to the most recent wealth report done by the London-based real estate giants at Knight Frank's firm. They stated the going rate per square foot of property in Monaco is shockingly somewhere around $6,000 per square foot. The high number of extraordinarily wealthy residents in Monaco is the cause of the sky-high real estate market there. Another major factor is the small land area and the high demand for residential properties. This pushes property costs to off-the-charts statuses. The more highly desired properties in Monaco sell for about $9,000 per square foot, which is 50% more than even the most expensive and desirable locations in the United States, such as New York City and San Francisco. Let's just put that into perspective real quick. $1 million will only buy you about 111 square feet of residential space in Monaco. It's the most densely populated sovereign state in the world. As of 2019, about 37,500 people live in Monaco, and that's on land that is less than 0.78 square miles. And now we get to the question we've been building up to. How rich is Monaco? There are a few different ways we could define how rich Monaco is, so let's start with the GDP. Monaco's GDP is about $6 billion, which is on the lower end for countries around the world. But of course, you have to take into consideration how small the nation is as well. That's why it's more helpful to look at the per capita GDP, which for Monaco was around $185,000 in 2018. To put this into perspective, let's compare this to the 3 countries with the highest overall GDPs. In 2017, the United States per capita GDP was $59,530, China's was $8,827, and Japan's was $38,430. This is one reflection of the wealth of the nation, but let's take a look at how rich the individual population there is. Approximately 32%, or 1 out of 3 people living in Monaco, are millionaires. Ultra-high net worth individuals are considered to be anyone with a net worth of at least $30 million. Monaco has at least 210 residents who fall into this category with a combined net worth of $25 billion. There are also 4 billionaires living in the small principality. The combined wealth of those 4 people equals out to $7.1 billion, which is 117% of the entire GDP of Monaco. Take a look at this chart to see just how remarkable this is. This chart shows what percentage of the GDP of billionaires of each country represents. You can see that Monaco, with its red and white flag in the top right corner, is in a league all its own with this statistic. The wealth of Monaco's inhabitants is also evidenced by the cars they drive. As mentioned, it's a tiny country, so a car is hardly necessary. But that doesn't mean there isn't any shortage of luxury vehicles roaming around. The highest-selling car in 2017 in Monaco was the Smart Fortwo, but this is more of a practical choice since parking spaces are hard to come by. After that, the top car choices get much more luxurious, with the top sellers being the Porsche Macan, the Range Rover Sport, and the Bentley Continental GT. The average wealth of a resident of Monaco is around $2.1 million. Prince Albert II, on the other hand, has an estimated net worth of $1 billion. There are around 12,260 total millionaires that live in Monaco. However, it is difficult to put an exact number on how rich Monaco actually is, because the country does not report official economic statistics or national income figures. With that being said, the figures that are known point to Monaco being one of the most affluent, independent nations in the world in terms of per capita GDP and individual wealth of residents. Conclusion. Monaco is not a place for the rich who are seeking some privacy away from the spotlight. It's a place for the wealthy to flaunt their riches and live their best life in an exciting and luxurious atmosphere with others who are just as rich as they are. From the enchanting nightlife to the thrill of the casinos and the breathtaking view of the French Riviera from the deck of a super yacht, there's no other place in the world quite like Monaco. Also, with zero debt, a thriving economy, and a booming tourist sector, it looks like Monaco will be able to maintain their wealthy status for years to come. In fact, it's estimated that by 2026, Monaco will be home to 16,100 millionaires and 1,450 ultra-high net worth individuals. So you need to get on your game if you want to be counted into those numbers. Question. Now that we're wrapping this up, we'd like to know, what would draw you the most to Monaco as a millionaire? The tax haven status, the atmosphere, the safety and security, or something else? Let us know in the comments. And of course, for sticking with us until the end, here's that bonus you're waiting for. A total of 350,000 bottles of wine are kept in the cellars of the Hôtel de Paris in Monaco, which includes a Cognac Roi de Rome 1811 Sazerac de Forges, which is the only one of its kind in the world and is literally priceless. During World War II, the hotel hid 20,000 bottles of wine in the cellars during the Nazi occupation of Monaco, and these were surprisingly never found by the Germans. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos for you to watch next. As always, the conversation continues on social media. Thanks again, and we can't wait to have you back tomorrow.